Won't be too much longer now, maybe about a month or so before the St. Lawrence Seaway and its ports like Oswego will be open for another season. Port of Oswego Executive Director Bill Schreiber with us tonight. Bill, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Well, thanks, Jeff. Nice to see you again.
So the big development for the port now, I mean, it just keeps coming rapid fire, but the port is now a foreign trade zone. Why is that a big deal for the port? What's it even mean?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's a big deal because we're the only port in New York on Lake Ontario. And with an FTZ zone, it creates a huge amount of business opportunities, not only for the Port Authority, but a lot of the businesses we serve in the area. So when you look at the port's location as a port, rail, and trucking warehousing center, it just made a perfect sense for us to have an FTZ.
Just quickly, I mean, what is it essentially?
Well, a foreign trade zone is you could bring in product or equipment into the United States. It's like a neutral country. You don't pay duties on it to bring it in. You can store it in the zone, and as you need it, not as you have to get it delivered, you can take it out of the zone, then you pay duties on it. So you can bring in a huge amount of goods or equipment and store it in the zone and have no outlay of duties until you actually need it. So that's cash flow. We all know about our checkbook, and we don't want to take out more than we need at one time. Yeah,
certainly inviting for companies, I think, to utilize that. These days, it seems like everything kind of circles back to Micron. We know it's eventually coming to town. Is that something that's really going to benefit them? I don't know if you've had any initial talks with them and let them know what the port can do, but also that the port's an FTZ.
Yeah, well, we haven't had direct talks with Micron. We know it's been mentioned because the port was here as one of the decision points they made in coming. But we have had conversations with a number of logistics companies that are serving the Ohio plant, and a lot of the heavy equipment and materials is coming by ship. It's too large, kind of like when the nuclear power plant brings in transformers or whatever, they have to come in by ship. So what the FTZ could do for Micron is you could bring in a lot of the heavy equipment, materials, etc., not pay duties on these materials and bring them up to the plant as you need them to build them. Also, if the plant itself creates an FTZ, we could be an FTZ to FTZ, which would mean that they would save even more on cost and actually be able to manage that cash flow of that large plant very effectively.
So I'm guessing companies are probably hearing about this, and you're probably selling it to companies that they can take advantage of this thing, right?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that, Jeff, because just today I had a discussion with a company that wants to bring in a new product into the port. FTZ is a necessary item. It's a quota item, which means that you can only bring in so much of this product into the U.S. at a time each quarter. But by having an FTZ, they can bring a whole shipload of it in for a whole year. And then because it's in an FTZ zone, which would be the Port of Oswego, they can allocate it out as they need it and save a lot of cost in transportation and headache.
Can you tell us what it is? Can you tell us what it is, Bill?
Well, I can't tell you right now, Jeff. That'll be another segment. How about that?
I'm going to hold you to that, Bill. We're running out of time for tonight, so I'm going to hold you to that. We're going to have you back again because I also want to talk to you about kind of the growth of the port, because that's going to pick up again really soon as well. So I appreciate your time tonight. We'll see you again real soon.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. Have a good night.
You too.